and that is selection of flat and V belt from standard manufacturer's catalog design data book. Okay. In only one line, this syllabus has covered. So what we are going to do basically is the selection of flat and V belt that we are going to do, and from standard manufacturer's catalog, okay, or from the design data book. So actually manufacturer's catalog, they are providing us the brief idea of that V belt or flat belt, and they are providing us various tables based on which we have to meet our requirement. We have to do the calculations and we have to select a specific category of that belt, and later on we have to purchase. Before going to that, let me ask one question. Anybody of you, have you purchased any type of belt? I'm not talking about the specific, any type of. Even somebody may have purchased a belt which is required for sewing machine. कधीही कुणी कधी बेल्ट विकत घेतलाय का? बरीच स्पेसिफिक ऍप्लिकेशन आहेत जे शेतात वगैरे राहतात किंवा ज्यांना ज्यांच्या घरी बाग आहेत त्या स्पेशली लोकांना बऱ्याचदा माहित असेल की बेल्ट आपण एसटीपीला बेल्ट वापरतो, नंतर बऱ्याचदा मोटर आपल्या ट्रॅक्टर मध्ये बऱ्याच ठिकाणी बेल्टचं ऍप्लिकेशन आहे. कधीही कुणी या आयुष्यात कधी बेल्ट विकत घ्यायला गेलंय का? किंवा जो बेल्ट विकत घेतो त्यांच्या बरोबर गेले का? इट्स माय क्वेश्चन. विल यू प्लीज आन्सर मी. हॅलो.
येस सर.
हा, तुम्ही बेल्ट विकत घ्यायला गेला होता कधी?
सोबत गेलो पण काय
ओके. तो बेल्ट विकत घेताना तुम्ही व्हॉट यू हॅव गिवन द स्पेसिफिकेशन किंवा काय ऐकलं तुम्ही? बेल्ट ते नंबर सांगतात का? बेल्ट विकत आपण ज्यावेळेला मागतो त्यावेळेला काय करतात?
नंबर सांगतात
नंबर सांगितला जातो, बरोबर आहे.
हां.
For rest of others, this is how we are going to purchase the belt for the specific application. That means we are going to give the name, that number, and that shopkeeper is going to give us that belt, and it is actually applicable for the whatever may be your application or where you are going to use it. बेल्ट विकत घेताना आपण फक्त नंबर सांगतो, या नंबरचा व्ही बेल्ट द्या किंवा या नंबरचा फ्लॅट बेल्ट द्या. ओके. बेसिकली आता आपण जे वापरतो ते व्ही बेल्ट साठीच वापरतो. फ्लॅट बेल्ट मध्ये हे सिलेक्शन किंवा हे नंबरिंग कमी आहे. व्हॉट आय एम सेइंग रिलेटेड टू आवर रुरल ऍप्लिकेशन. पण इंडस्ट्रियल ऍप्लिकेशन मध्ये गेलात तर तुम्ही फ्लॅट बेल्टला पण नंबर आहेत, त्याच नंबरचा आपण बेल्ट वापरतो. बट वी हॅव टू व्हॉट correlate all these applications to our daily life application so that we can understand it in better way. So when we are going to purchase a belt, at that time just we are going to give the number. आणि त्या नंबरच्या पाठीमागे काय असतं? मग नंबर ज्यावेळेला आपण सांगतो त्यावेळेला त्या पाठीमागे बऱ्याच गोष्टी आहेत की ज्या गोष्टी automatically that manufacturer is going to supply. But this is how we are going to purchase the belt. That means when we are going to have its application. But as a designer or an engineer, how we are going to think? We have to select actually belt. तुम्ही एक कस्टमरला ज्यावेळेला बेल्ट विकत घ्यायचा असतो त्यावेळेला तो नंबर सांगून कस्टमर बेल्ट विकत घेऊ शकतो. तुम्ही डिझायनर आहे, तुम्हाला नवीन मशीन तयार करायचं आहे आणि यू आर गोइंग टू यूज दॅट ड्राईव्ह. बेसिकली फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हॅव टू डिसाइड that whether to use that drive or not. V belt or flat belt drive, we have to use it or not, or can we have some other application or some other method by means of which we can replace that drive. Okay, or other options are there. We have to check for the other options. And if you are going to not finding other options in the decided or specific um, cost, then we are going for this alternative arrangement. Okay, so this is what all included in this unit. Now, next thing is that assignment questions. Already I have provided you assignment booklet. From that assignment booklet, just note down the questions. Are you ready? I'm going to give numbering of the questions. So just note down that numbers. Okay, question number 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, and 12. Out of all these questions, only 2 questions are theoretical, rest of all are problems. Okay. So next, when we are going to see the title is selection. Selection is nothing but the finding the specific requirements and choosing whatever may be available. Okay, we are not going to manufacture any new. So just selection means finding or meeting our requirements. आपल्याला जे requirement आहेत त्या fulfill करण्यासाठी available मधला option choose करणे. That is you are going to say the selection. Belt is a power transmitting device. Okay, now belt word is used for some other applications also. So we are dealing with the belt which is used in power transmitting device. Okay. Then just load. This is not in our unit. Now next is about the central idea of this chapter. I'm going to specify the central idea and import most of the applications belt are generally selected by the designer from manufacturer's catalog. Okay, so we should know how the manufacturer's catalog is and how we can choose that particular belt from the manufacturer's catalog. Okay, and this unit is going to give us idea how we can select that particular belt. Okay, and all these things, because belt is not a what component which we have to go for finding out all the stresses, and we have to find out the size, as like we have seen in case of various joints, or we have seen the design under the fluctuating type of loads. So all these things is not necessary for the belt. Belt is a one device, only one component from our machinery. So we are not going to waste much more time in that. Okay, stress analysis and all that, finding of the dimensions, selection of material for that belt, and all other things that can be done separately. But uh, as a designer, what we are going to do is that we are going to just select that whatever may be available. Okay, so we are not going in details to finding out the stresses. Okay, to find to derive some formulas for the finding the stresses. So simply we are going to select, and this unit will give us idea how to select it. Okay, this is belt is again standard part and is helping us to maintain the standardization. Now next part is why this chapter has included in our syllabus. As you know that it is required to transmit power from one place to another place, because where the power is generated, that is not the place where it is utilized. So most of the applications, what it required is that to transmit that power, there are number of applications or number of alternatives are there by means of which we can transmit that power from one place to another place. Out of that, this is one of the way by means of which we are going to transmit the power. And as we are going to learn this total, what we can say, subject, a course, in this course, what we are going to do is that we are going to just learn how to design any component, not a complete machinery. But when you are going to join that components together, then it is going to become a machinery. And the transmission of power is an inherent part of any machinery, because machinery cannot run without power. And when we are going to have that power to be utilized by that machinery, then it has to be transmitted. So this unit is going to give us clear idea that how that power transmission is done by means of, that is how we can select actually belts, and what is motivation behind the selection of this belt and how to transmit that power from one place to another place. Okay, and in between all these things, we need to have the applications of this belt and selection of this belt. That's why, as a initial part of design, we are going to learn how to select the belt. That is what the importance is of this unit in our curriculum, in our course. Okay. Then next part is that what actually you are going to learn from this unit. Once you are going to start this unit to learn, then what we are going to get from this unit. What are the our objectives, our outcomes? First of all, we are going to get the selection tips for the belt, whether it is V belt or flat belt. Then drive selection table, various tables which are there, which are given by the manufacturer. Okay, all these tables we are coming across, and its utilization, the table, how to use that table for V belt and pad belt selection. Okay, here it is completed. That we are going to learn. Then we are going to learn select required belt for the specific application. It means whatever made the application for which we are going to choose this belt as an alternative for the power transmission. Then we are going to, or we will be able to select that particular belt for the given application, for our application where we are going to design this belt, where we are going to use that belt. Okay. Okay, this is what all from 6. C1 to C6. Actually, we are going to start here. So already as More has told us that how to select or how we are going to ask for the belt. Then, and already you are knowing some initial part of this belt drive, introductory part of this belt drive. Let me ask some questions. Can you just specify where this type of belts are used? Can anybody can tell me any one application? Yes.
पिठाची गिरणीमध्ये सर.
Flour mill, Pitaji Girni. Anybody else?
ग्रास कटर मशीन मध्ये वापरतात.
Grass cutter machine. Very good. अजून कोणीतरी सांगा. बागुल, just you have joined. Can you give me any application of belt? Sandeep Bagul. Unmute yourself. Are you able to hear me, Sandeep Bagul? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So just tell me any one application of belt where you have seen the belt is used. Bagul.
Yes, sir.
Any one application for power transmission basically. You might have belt with you. Can you tell me any application? Hurry up.
Belt used in engine power.
माइक जवळ धरा आणि बोला. बागुल.
Yes, sir.
कुठं?
Used in engine power transmission.
पॉवर ट्रान्समिशन तेच कुठं पॉवर ट्रान्समिट करणार बेल्ट ने बघितले तुम्ही कुठं? हॅलो, एक ऍप्लिकेशन सांगा बागुल. हॅलो, Just unmute yourself. You can write in chat box. Any one application. Bagul. Till Bagul is going to give answer. Somebody else. Can you tell me where the application of belt is? Nilesh Kadam.
सर
निलेश
पिठाच्या चक्कीत वापरतात.
पिठाच्या चक्कीत. आणखी कुठं? Santosh Patil has told that lathe machine. He has seen the application of belt in lathe machine. Santosh Patil, thank you. Anybody else? The people, those who are not at all taking part. Mali, Amol. Wagmore, STP, yes. Anybody else? Okay.
सर
all
ते
the-
धान्य
what काय?
धान्य मळतात त्या मशीन मध्ये पण असते.
ओके, मळणी मशीन म्हणू आपण त्याला. धान्य मळणी मशीन. हा, बेसिकली आम्ही त्याला मळणी मशीनच म्हणतो. Pratik Deshmukh is saying that in petrol pump. Okay, right. If it is open. Okay, Pratik. Then Jaydev has told that refrigerator. Jaydev, where you have seen in refrigerator? Will you please unmute yourself, because I have not seen any belt in refrigerator. Are you talking about the refrigerators which are used in restaurants? Jaydev.
Refrigerator ventilation.
Refrigerator ventilation.
I have heard.
Yeah, heard it. Okay. Have you seen in a household refrigerator belt?
No, sir.
No, belt is not provided over there. Okay. For the big refrigerators, like the refrigerators which we are going to use in restaurants, the belt drive is used to run the fan. Okay. Yes, sir has told that washing machine. Very good. Yeah, so it means that you have opened that washing machine. Right. Okay, these are some household applications of the belt drive. Also, we have seen some industrial applications of the belt drive, like in case of lathe machine. Everybody of you might have worked on that lathe machine, and you have seen that when we are going to shift or when we are going to change the speed of that lathe machine, at that time we are going to shift that V belt from one pulley to step pulleys are there, and we are able to get the various combination of speeds of that lathe machine, okay, spindle of that lathe machine specifically. So basically it is used to transmit power from motor to the spindle. Likewise, various applications are there in which belt drives are used. Now, what the belt drive is, basically a belt is a looped strip of flexible material, okay, and used to mechanically link two or more rotating shafts together. Okay, means that simply if you are going to see the belt which is used in sewing machine, in that case also we are going to use belt of cloth. Just we are going to have the one strip of cloth, and we are going to connect that both ends together, and we are going to put that on that machine. Okay, by means of fit we are going to give the power to that sewing machine. Nowadays we are going to use motor, electrical motors, no doubt, but simply the manually operated sewing machine, if you are going to see, then in that case the power is given by means of put, and that power is transmitted to the sewing machine by means of a belt. And likewise, it is a flexible material. So it comes under the category of flexible link. Basically, it is a mechanical link by means of which we can say is part of mechanism and is going to fulfill that requirement of that mechanism also. So it comes under the flexible link and it transmits the power, it transmits the motion, and which is used to connect the two rotating shafts to transmit one rotational motion of one shaft to the other. Okay, they may be used as a source of motion. Basically, when they are on the driver, they are used as a source of motion. Okay, to efficiently transmit power, they are going to transmit power. Okay, and to track relative movement. That means if you want to track a movement, if you want to count that movement, then that relatively movement can be counted. Just like in case of application of belts or transmission of any good. Okay. In that case, you might have seen, or no, I don't know, that belt drives are used, and where conveyors, you can say. In that conveyors, belt conveyor is used, where we are going to transport one that goods from one place to another place. Okay, and just we want to keep the track of that good. So in that case also belt drives are used. Okay, and these belts are looped over the pulleys. So where they are going to wrap on that pulley and they are transmitting the power. Okay. In the two pulley system, the belt can be either drive the pulleys in the same direction or the belt may be closed so that the direction of shaft is opposite. This is what the introductory part which you have learned already in basic mechanical. We are going to learn much more things about that. But to just start, what we are going to see are the basic things. Just we are going to recall what we have learned in first year in basic mechanical engineering. Now, these belt drives are used to have the same direction or the opposite direction also, as per the requirement of that application. Okay. Next, why these belts are used? That is the question. Is there any other alternative by means of which we can go for that? Hello? Most of the cases, we are thinking about what a solution which will have low cost. And basically these belt drives are meeting that particular requirement. But can anybody of you tell me what is more important advantage of this belt drive or the other drives? Okay, just can you list out the other power transmitting devices or drives? Amol Mali, will you please talk now? Amol Mali. Do you get my question, Amol Mali? Are you there? स्वतःच्या घरात बसून पण बोलायला भीतीत का काय लोक? अमोल माळी, why you are not taking part? ओंकार पवार, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Onkar. Yes, yes. Good morning, Onkar. Can you just tell me what is the most important advantage of this belt drive?
Sir, it is useful for power transmission over long distances.
Very good. That is what the most important advantage of this belt drive. When we have to meet that requirement, thank you, Onkar. When we are going to have the application cheapest method. Yes, Jaydev has told that it is a cheapest method by means of which we can transmit the power. Yes, that is also right. But most important advantage, because we are not worrying about the money, sometimes where it is required, you are going to purchase a pen of 5 rupees. Also, you are going to purchase a pen of 500 rupees sometimes. Okay. But in most of the cases, you are going to choose a pen which will be fulfill your requirement of writing the paper, okay, in appropriate time and as per your habit. So what we are going to do is that just we are going to purchase a pen which will fulfill our requirement. And in that case, you are not bothering about that. You are going to purchase a gel pen, okay, of 10 rupees, though the pen is available. Now, I'm not talking about the 10 rupees also, but the pen which are available in market are ranging from 2 rupees also. We are not going to choose that 2 rupees pen. We are going to purchase a 10 rupees pen. Likewise, in case of belt drive also, it is the cheapest one, the power which we can transmit. And sometimes if there is no any alternative, then we are going for the costlier power transmitting devices. And one most important thing is that the distance. When we have to cover more distance, at that time we are going to go for this alternative type of drive. Though the chain drive is the application or is the convention by means of which we can transmit the power, or alternative method is there by means of which we can transmit the power. But again, there are limitations on chain drive, and that limitations are related to the speed. Also, the chain drive gives more maintenance, as rightly Jaydev has explained. It is the cheapest way. Okay, so this is most important way by means of which we can transmit the power for the long distance. So when we are going to see why this used, okay, so basically it is used to transfer the power. Power means it is a product of torque. Okay, 2 pi n t divided by 60. That is the formula which we have highlighted for the power. Out of that, 2 pi is the way divided by 60 again is related to the time. Power is nothing but the work done per unit time. So work done is nothing but the distance multiplied by force. That is displacement of force. Okay. Torque is nothing but force multiplied by radius. 2 pi r. Right here, 2 pi r is nothing but again 2 pi r is nothing but distance. Okay, it is rotary distance basically. When circle is going to complete its one cycle, then the distance travel. Okay, so this 2 pi r is the distance multiplied by force and whole divided by time. Divided by time. So as this time is coming into picture, we are going to calculate it for the specific time, and that's why specific time is mentioned by means of revolutions per minute n. So it will become r into f is the t, 2 pi n r into f t, 2 pi n t divided by 60. 60 is to convert this revolutions per minute to revolutions per second. So that is how we are going to get the power. Okay. So power is the product of torque. So we have violated that equation as a 2 pi mt upon 60. So basically we are going to transfer power from one place to another place. Okay. And this former drives, that is the drives which are available, that are motor, okay, either pedals by means of which we are going to get the power, in engine, windmill, turbines, and these are the power sources. And to drive, what we are going to drive, that is these conveyor belts that we are going to get the drive, then back wheels of the bike, okay, that is rear wheel of that bike. Then we are going to rotate the generator of windmill, okay, or generator of the turbine, and rock crushers, that is the application where we require the power. Dryers, we can include number of the applications where the power is required. These are the some what we can say representative applications of the power required things, and these are the representative source of the powers. So these source are going to drive these requirements, and in between these two, the transmitting device is built. Okay. So as we mentioned that the belt drive is going to cover long distance. Okay. So span of large distance is covered. Then if it is required to have the flexible element, okay, then this flexible element is the belt drive. Whereas in case of gear drives, we don't have that flexibility. Okay, so that flexibility is the again one more advantage which we are going to get for the belt drive. Though these gear drives are having capacity of transmitting more torque, but they are not that much flexible as the belt drive is. Okay. In case of belt drive, you can adjust the center distance of pulleys also, so they are more flexible. If you are going to use the belt drive little bit for the more or less center distance, that is again can be applicable. Getting me? So these are the various advantages we can say why these belt drives are used. Okay. Then often used as a torque in store. That means measurement. Okay. Basically speed recorder. This specific application is for the automatic machineries. Nowadays, as the atomization is done in every application, so the speed actually either it is increased or decreased by means of belt drive. That means it is possible to have a change in speed. But while we are going to change this in speed, at that time we have to take care that the required torque for the specific application, because speed and torque are here you can see the speed and torque are, if you are going to keep this 2 pi as a constant, time as a constant, and power as a constant. So if you are going to take this p 2 pi as a constant, so I'll write here as a 2 pi n t divided by 60. T. If you are going to keep this divided by 60 is also there. So 2 is constant, pi is constant, 60 is constant, and if you are going to put this p also as a constant, so I'll instead of all this I will put as a constant. This is constant. This 60 is also constant, and this constant I will put here. Then if you want to write the relationship, then this relationship is going to become as this t c divided by t. If you are going to take that to the other side, c divided by t is equal to n. And if you are going to take the proportionality of this, it is going to become as this 1 over t, 1 by t is proportional to n. So we are getting inversely proportional relationship between T and N. So if you want to increase the torque, then speed will get reduced automatically. And if you want to increase speed, you have to reduce the torque. Vice versa, it is possible. So while changing speed, increasing or decreasing, at that time we have to take care of this. And according to the application, we have to use the diameter of pulleys, and that is also possible in case of this belt drives. Okay, basically these type of drives are used to increase or decrease in speed as 3.5 as to 1. Okay, more than that, you have to go for the gear drives. If you are having this ratio more than this 3.5, if I want to reduce speed from suppose 10 rpm to 1 rpm, that ratio will become 10 as to 1. So in that case, we cannot go for this belt drive. We have to go for the gear drives. Okay. So this, in case of gear drives, it is virtually unlimited ratio we can achieve. Okay. So practically it is not possible to have unlimited ratio. But in case of this belt drive, we can go up to 3.5 as to 1. Okay. And what will be the steps of one more concept is there, that is infinite ratio speed drive. That is called as what we can say the ratio which we are going to get, that we are going to get as infinite, and we can reduce that speed or increase in that speed by means of that ratio. Okay, this application is of also belt drive, so actually it is not included in our syllabus. That's why not necessary to go in details of that. Okay, काय केलं जातं की एका पुलीचा डायमीटर आहे तो कमी 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 करत आणता येतो, दुसऱ्या पुलीचा डायमीटर प्रोपोर्शनली त्याच वेळेला वाढवला जातो. Okay, and how it is possible? That can be possible with the help of two or a V groove which is made in that pulley. तर तो V groove जवळ-जवळ आणला तर त्याचा डायमीटर वाढत जातो. V groove लांब नेला तर तो डायमीटर कमी होतो. That is infinite drive. It is called as infinite ratio drive. Okay, so that nowadays are used in automatic cars where the gear shifting is not necessary. That is called as manual gear cars. Instead of that, you might have seen automatic power transmitting devices where the shifting of gear is not necessary. Automatically that gear gets shifted. In such type of car application, we are going for that infinite ratio. Okay. Now here we are going to have some advantages of this belt drive. Before that, let me check time. Shall we stop here? Hello?
Yes, sir.